Hey, what's up, friends? Welcome back to my channel. Hi if you're new here. Hi if you are not new. I have been working on the deep dive script for this MLM cult business coaching crossover video, and it's taking a lot longer than I expected. And I really want to do the topic justice, just because if you are someone in this community, I'm sure that you're aware of the significant overlap that we see in these three industries, or three sort of subcategories of the scam industry. And so I really don't want to rush the delivery of that video. So that being said, I still wanted to make sure that I put out content this week. And I came across a post on Reddit. Mind you, it's 3 years old, but it really speaks to a lot of the same sentiments that I've shared in other videos. And so as I was reading that post, I started to think about okay, what if I go on Instagram and I find proof for everything that this person is saying and I share it? So what we're going to do in this video is kind of read through a Reddit post while I also provide screenshots from Instagram to kind of prove a lot of the things that this person is saying to be true. As always, everything I share in my videos is my opinion based on my experience as someone who has been familiar or involved in the coaching industry since about 2018. And if you've missed my story where I got scammed out of $4,500 from a business coach, you can go ahead and watch that there. That being said, this is probably going to be a pretty short video, but let's just go ahead and jump right into the content. So again, this whole sort of concept started when I was sitting on my computer Googling, as I do, business coach scam, business coach stories, is business coaching a pyramid scheme, that kind of thing. I Google a lot of that stuff. And I came across this Reddit post here titled Life Coach Pyramid Scheme. I know this has briefly been mentioned on here before, but shockingly, there's not much dialogue online about the growing trend of life coach pyramid schemes. Let me preface this by saying I think it's totally valid to be a life coach. Debatable. If you have the relevant life experience, you've been very successful in your career or business, or if you've done a lot of mindset work and have changed your outlook on life, any other topic that you can reasonably call yourself a specialist in. Okay, I think that these are a few different conflicting ideas here. Personally, I think that even if you've done a ton of the work to improve your mindset and have a better outlook on life, I don't think that that necessarily credits you to be able to instruct others on how to do the same. So I actually have a series over on TikTok where I am exposing myself as someone who used to do this. I used to call myself a mindset coach back in 2018. And you know what? For fun, let's go ahead and watch one of these videos that I made. Email me so I can take all your money. Welcome to my new series where I'm going to be exposing myself for Instagram posts I used to make back when I consider myself a life coach. Okay, so this is part one. If you enjoy this, let me know in the comments and I'll continue to do this. So this post was from 2018-2019. It says, so you're afraid to invest in a coaching program. I get it. In fact, I remember it like it was yesterday, a year ago, coming across a mentor online only to shy away because of the price tag. Before I finally invested, I remember spending so much time trying to DIY my way through my business. Hours, days, weeks, months spent trying to figure out how to create a game plan, spinning my wheels, but never making any real progress. Let me break it down for you. In 5 weeks, you could have a clear vision of the life you desire. In 5 weeks, you could have the strategies for overcoming the mindset that is keeping you stuck where you are right now. In 5 weeks, you could develop the confidence you need to step out into the world as if you were meant to be. As you were meant to be. In 5 weeks, you could have created lifelong relationships with other incredible women on a similar journey. It continues. Or you could be in the same spot, still trying to navigate it all on your own. Investing is difficult because it takes you outside your comfort zone. But if your comfort zone is a place where you feel trapped, scared, or dissatisfied with your current reality, why would you want to stay there? On the other side of your comfort zone is exactly where your new journey begins. Early bird pricing ends tonight. So for context, I launched a group coaching program, or I tried to, in January of 2019. 0 people bought from me, so there's that. But essentially in that copy, I was saying how investing in a mentor was such a valuable experience for me, which, if you know anything, I actually hired a mentor and got fucking scammed. But then in this post, I'm trying to convince you that hiring a mentor was the best thing I ever did. So if anything, I think this post just goes to show that the stories we tell on the internet aren't necessarily always true, especially when we're trying to convince people to buy from us. And I also thought it was a really good example of the common narratives that you'll see a lot of these coaches in terms of the verbiage that they use to get you to sign up for their program. So I hope you enjoyed this story time. If you want to see a part 2, I got a lot more posts where that came from, so just let me know in the comments. Okay, I think you get the point. But my point here is when I was in that position, identifying as a mindset coach, trying to teach people how to take control of their own lives, I think that mentally I was in a pretty good position. I mean, as an individual, I have struggled with anxiety and depression, but that actually happened later in my 20s. And I was doing this coaching stuff back when I was like 26, and I thought I had it all figured out. And I was so smart and I knew everything. And I had the secret to hacking my mindset to make myself feel good and to get everything I wanted in life. And it was all a sham. Not to say that my mindset was a sham, but I wasn't qualified to be giving anyone information or anyone advice on the internet. I just decided it was a good idea and started posting about it. And if anything, like I mentioned in that video, I think that just really goes to show that like a lot of these stories and narratives that people are portraying online of their success and everything that's happening aren't necessarily always true. So all that to say, proceed with caution. Okay, so this person continues. However, the low, basically non-existent, barrier to entry means that anyone online can call themselves a life coach. I did a whole video on this. Anyone can be a life coach. You can watch it right here. Without seemingly any qualifications. That's problem number 1. But problem number 2, the most dangerous one, is that there's people out there who are manipulating others' desires to want to be a life coach by offering coaching on how to be a 6-figure coach. It's a modified multi-level marketing pyramid scheme hidden under the philosophy of manifestation and law of attraction. If you don't know how I feel about manifestation, I just posted a video on Monday that explains it all right here. Have they themselves actually achieved 6 figures? Probably not. Consistently in that subject of life coaching? Who knows? You just have to take their word for it. And if you start to doubt that or in any way can be seen as not believing that you too can make 6 figures, well then that's your problem. Your mindset is holding you back. You just need to believe you can make 6 figures and then the money will flow into your life. Pay me $2,000 for my introductory course or 4 easy payments of $500. And then you'll be well on your way to quitting your 9-to-5 and making yourself the CEO of your own life. So as I was reading this, I started to think about all these posts that I've seen. I've shared some of them in other videos, but I thought we would actually look through them together today. So let's go ahead and open those up. So first we're going to get into the money talk. We have posts like this. In 2021, I was making $107,000. And then in 2022, I made $680,000. If next year is likely your first 7-figure cash year, read this post. How I grew my business from $100,000 to $200,000 cash in 1 year. Lessons from a $64,000 and counting quarter. I used to struggle to sell packages for $997. Now I sell some offers for $90,000. I'm sorry, that one is just blasphemy. I went from having a $1,500 launch to having a $15,000 launch week. And last one, 6 lessons from a $180,000 sales month. Again, who's to say any of these claims are true or false? I don't know. One thing that I will also point out is that a lot of these people are talking straight revenue, not accounting for the fact that they themselves are also probably investing in thousands and thousands and thousands of dollars of coaching, meaning that their actual profit, the money they're bringing home in their business, is much smaller. Sadly, this is an actual language that I've seen on these coaches' pages. Again, all of those examples I just shared were pulled directly from different coaches' Instagram pages. I was totally ignorant to this world until one of my friends got caught up in it, and let me tell you, it's scary. My friend wants to be a money manifestation coach and has spent over $20,000 taking her courses from these coaches who promise her that she will soon have a 6-figure coaching business. What's worse is that she put it all on a credit card. No! So the real cost, due to the high level of credit card interest she is paying just to receive this knowledge, is shocking. Oh my God, next she's gonna fall for one of these finance coaching schemes. No! Which, by the way, if you haven't seen my finance coaching video, click right here. What's sad is that she sees it as a way to fulfill her dreams of traveling the world, quitting her job, fulfilling her desire to help other women, and live the life she's always dreamed of. I've been there. These are literally all the things that these scam coaches put in their marketing language because they know that's what will draw vulnerable people in. 100%, that is what sucked me into. I was in a corporate job that I absolutely hated, and I got convinced that the only way out was to build the life of my dreams. And well, that part didn't work out for me. I mean, I built a good business, but it wasn't coaching. I have examined the Facebook pages and websites, if they have them, of these coaches whose courses she has paid for, and they are all the same. In their About Me section, they don't list any relevant qualifications. I kid you not, one girl's About Me page just listed random facts about herself, like she loves turtles and used to want to be a chef when she was a kid. The fact that you would pay some thousands of dollars for their knowledge when they can't even show you relevant qualifications is baffling to me. They all offer different levels of courses, and there's always a VIP option that promises them even more knowledge and secrets to building a successful business. Another little thing that bothers me is their overuse of swearing in any and all contexts. Don't get me wrong, I love to drop the F-bomb as much as the next person, but they use it so often in such an inauthentic way, it just feels cringy. For example, one coach's introductory program is called Badass Bitch Academy and says things like, become the motherfucking CEO of your life. Actually, now that this person brings that up, I have seen that a lot. People using like F this and F that in their marketing strategy. I swear a lot too, but not in a professional setting. That's not really the way I want to call my clients in. And I don't know why I said that. That being said, again, I went through a few different coaches' pages and I just took little screenshots of sections of their About Me rather than like scroll through the whole page, because these people write fucking novels on their About Me pages. I just took like the highlight reel and I'm going to show you what it looks like. So the first coach here says, I grew this business to multiple six figures alongside a full-time job. I then grew to 7 figures within 6 months of being full-time. But don't be fooled. My journey here has been anything but smooth sailing. Flashback to 8 years ago, I was struggling with severe anxiety, depression, undiagnosed ADHD, and CTPSD. I think she means CPTSD, and alcohol issues. Despite being incredibly successful on the outside, I felt like I was a failure on the inside. Daily panic attacks in the toilet, regular blackout nights, and a constant stream of negative thoughts controlled my reality. That is, until I discovered coaching. Girl, you need therapy, not coaching. That being said, if that was this person's reality, I am really sorry, but using those unfortunate circumstances to exploit and take advantage of other people who are now in that position is absolutely disgusting to me. 0 out of 10, would not recommend. Okay, this next one, again, this girl had like a freaking 40-page long About Me page, so I just chopped out the pieces that really highlight the common stories and narratives we hear. So it starts like this. The year after I graduated university, I found myself more confused than ever. I spent the past 4 years in a bubble of studying and socializing, and once it was over, I didn't know what I was supposed to do with myself or my degree. This is when I decided things had to change. There was no way in hell I was going to let another year go by and be in the same spot or worse with my career and finances. I wasn't going to continue to be the girl who had big dreams and goals but did nothing about them. I was ready to get my shit together. You know the quote, when the student is ready, the teacher will appear. That's exactly what happened. Once I decided I was ready to stop being a bystander in my own life and ready to take massive action on my dreams, my coach appeared. Ugh, I hate it. I could be my own boss. I could work from home or around the world. I could actually decide how much money I wanted to make. Why had no one ever told me this before? I didn't know I could truly design my life. I especially hate this, probably because, if I'm being fully transparent, this I think was the very first person who ever exposed me to online coaching. I remember being in my 9-to-5 job, being super miserable, stuck, feeling like, how am I going to get myself out of this position? How can I, create something that actually utilizes my skills and talents and abilities? And this particular individual, who I'm not going to name, was running Facebook ads, and her ad shared all of these stories. I have all this potential. I feel like I should be doing more with my life. And I thought, oh my God, that's me. I want to know how to get out of this. And I actually remember inquiring about her program, and at the time it was like $4,000 or $5,000, I think, and I hadn't been nurtured enough to be willing to pay that money, and I never actually ended up working with this coach. I ended up working with a friend of hers. But again, I think that the point I'm trying to make is that these narratives that they share really sort of play on the emotional experience that people who aren't happy in their current circumstances are certainly feeling and going through, which makes it easy to manipulate them into your program. Okay, next one again is just short little snippets that I cut out of this person's About Me page so we wouldn't have to read the whole novel. I felt like a total imposter. Can you relate? I had so many limiting beliefs about what I could and couldn't do. My brain played negative thoughts on a never-ending loop. Any success that I had was immediately discounted or didn't feel real. Overcoming imposter syndrome and doing my own inner work is what changed everything. Honestly, I could do a whole video about how people exploit imposter syndrome to make money. Because I did and continue to do the inner work, I began to take opportunities, go after what I desired, and felt worthy of it all. I've since scaled my business to $400,000 in sales and left my full-time government job in May 2021. Again, taking people's vulnerabilities and exploiting them to charge them $6,000, $8,000, $10,000 in your coaching program to coach them to coach other people, how to coach other people to coach other people. It never ends. Okay, another one. In the last 2 years, I've completely turned my life around. Save this training as I walk you through how I went from a dark place of, is this it? To a life that most people will never experience. Let me guess. Because most people won't work this hard. She didn't say that, but we all know she was thinking it. Okay, it keeps going. We're almost done. This one says, I haven't always been the CEO of a 30-person company with students and clients in nearly every country on earth, a husband who hops with me from country to country as my COO, and a multi-million-dollar business built from the ground up. When I started out, I was a college dropout with $800 in her pocket, a one-way ticket to Bali, and a commitment to make it on my own. Little did I know that single decision changed the course of my life forever. Let me guess, you just decided you were going to have a successful business and then the universe provided it. Damn. Why didn't I think of that? Why did I decide to work hard and try and actually build something of significance from, man, I think I just cracked the code. I've been getting scammed this whole time. Okay. Last one for real. 4 years ago, I lost everything. I was emotionally and financially recovering from having been chased by a con man who ended up being wanted for attempted murder. That took a weird turn. Dealing with the emotional strain of family court proceedings, bills were piling up, creditors were calling nonstop, and my car was repossessed. I felt trapped and suffocated, barely keeping it together. They all feel trapped, they all feel stuck, they all feel like they can't get out of their situation. Despite this, I had a burning drive within me that I couldn't ignore. I dreamt of being financially free, traveling around the world, and having to not worry about how I was going to pay the bills or make ends meet. Say it again, would ya? So 2 years ago, I started my online coaching business from my friend's bedroom. The bedroom was my study and the bed was my desk. Wait a minute. So this person is basically admitting to the fact that they were in a financially horrible situation and then they just decided one day to start a coaching business. And that is the key issue I have with the coaching industry that was mentioned in the very beginning of this Reddit post, is this fact that there are no qualifications needed. Anyone without any kind of significant experience can just decide to call themselves whatever they want. I would hazard to guess that 90% of these big business coaches have never had a real business outside of coaching other coaches how to coach other coaches. And they just built that on the fly by initially lying, saying they had all the success. And then when they were able to trick enough people, that success started to appear. But was it legitimate? Was it fair? Was it valid? In my opinion, nuh-uh. All that to say, and to just prove that basically all you have to do is build a website that explains a hard time you faced in your life and how coaching saved everything. And now you're so successful and everything always works out for you and life is great. And life could be great for you too. This is me pretending to be that person. And now I'm telling you that your life could be great, but you just have to pay me $5,000 and then I'll teach you my secrets, okay? It's scary that these coaches are encouraging vulnerable women to go into debt to support their dreams. They use languages that shames them if they don't invest in themselves, aka pay them thousands of dollars to take their course. I will just say, as someone who has been a business owner for about 5 years now, almost 5 years. Aside from the time where I paid that coach $4,500, I actually pride myself on running a pretty lean business. I have hired different mentors throughout the years, but never have I paid anything close to multiple thousands of dollars for their consulting services. I think the concept and idea that you have to invest in yourself to be successful is really tone deaf when they only equate it to dollar value, as if money is the only valuable resource that you can invest, when the reality is there's so much free information available online that if you were to invest your time into building those things, you could potentially achieve the same results that you would. Actually, you probably could achieve better results than you would investing the money into these $1,000 courses of complete fluffy BS. If you can't afford it, don't worry. They offer financing options. I roll literally. And the financing option always costs more than if you are to pay in full, which is a concept I've never understood. Like, I offer consulting services for small business and I offer a payment plan, but that is literally just to make the payment more manageable. It's not so that I can gouge them for more money over a longer period of time. Like, isn't the point of the payment plan to make it more accessible? Not to take advantage of the fact that the person can't afford the full sum by charging them more money, but making it smaller payments over time? Like, I don't get it. The harsh reality is that the women at the bottom, aka the women who are trying to coach others on improving their mindset, mindset are truly at the bottom and will most likely never reach six figures from giving advice to other people online. Instead, they'll end up thousands of dollars in debt and feeling like they failed themselves because they just didn't believe enough in themselves. So true. From my observations, again, this is all anecdotal, my own experience. The only coaches that are super successful in making thousands or millions of dollars make that money by coaching other coaches to coach coaches. No one really makes money by giving out life advice. It's the coaches who are coaching coaches on how to make six-figure businesses, so same thing, who will probably make bank because they are manipulating the vulnerable without facing any kind of backlash or regulation. I've said this in many other videos. The coaching industry as a whole is not regulated. Yes, there is the ICF, which tries to be the governing body on life coaches, but they don't actually have any power or say in what people can and can't do. And then this person just concludes that I would love for someone to make a podcast on this topic and expose the shit out of these people. I wish I could do it myself, but I'm pretty sure I would lose my friends in the process. If anyone wants to take this further or investigate, hit me up. Well, here we are, folks. I volunteer as tribute. That being said, though, I have been wanting to make this YouTube channel for probably about 4 years now, and I was too afraid that I would upset people in my direct circle. And I think the fact that I moved across the country and physically distanced myself from a lot of people probably helped in the process. But all that to say, I'm so thankful that almost 1,000 of you have subscribed to my channel. It really means so much to me. It's been my dream, honestly, since I was 12 years old to have a YouTube channel. So I'm so excited to be here. I'm so excited to share this content, and I cannot wait for the rest of the content that is yet to come. So thank you so much for being here. I will link my playlist at the end of this video that has all of my anti-scam content. Be sure to give this video a thumbs up if you liked it, subscribe if you're not already, and I will see you in my next video.